This is Warriors Talk with their host, Lady ReShell.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Health and Wellness Monday, and our topic for today is Sisters Supporting Brothers, helping the men we love take charge of their health. June is Men's Health Month, a time to raise awareness about health challenges that men face and encourage them to take charge of their well being. But today's show is a special focus. It's not just about the men, it's about us women, their sisters, their wives, mothers, and daughters, learning how we can lovingly support the man we love on their journey to better health. So I invite you to join in on the conversation. Right now, we are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive F5 with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, Dr. Michelle Meeks and I discussed Black women and breast cancer, the urgency to act. You can head over to YouTube and type in Intellectual Radio and stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is: A man's health can be judged by which he takes two at a time, pills or stairs. Save the date, family, save the date for Warriors Talk, ninth annual Survivor Celebration of Reflection. We will be hosting our ninth annual Survivor Celebration Gala taking place on Saturday, October the 18th at the Crystal Sky Banquet, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is our biggest event of the year where we come together to honor cancer survivors, support warriors that are in battle, and reflect on the strength, hope, and faith that has carried us through this fight. Tickets will go on sale soon, so mark your calendars. You don't want to miss it. You can participate by nominating a survivor to be honored at the gala. Nominate a warrior that's in battle to receive financial assistance. You could become a sponsor or a vendor to help us uplift lives even more. We are celebrating victories and we are meeting the needs of warriors that are currently in battle. And we need your help to do so. So stay tuned for updates. You can also go to the website at warriorstalk.org for more information. We're so grateful for our sponsor on today. We have Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson. And we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
If you are tuned in on any form of social media, like the show, share the show, and invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. Our topic: Sisters supporting brothers, helping the men we love take charge of their health. So let's face it, you guys, we know that men often avoid going to the doctor, talking about their health, or admitting that something may just be a little off with them. According to the Center for Disease Control, men are 24% less likely than women to go to the doctor within the past year. But there is some truth. When men ignore symptoms or you skip checkups, doctor's appointment, it can cost you your quality of life or even your life altogether. That doesn't just affect the men, but it also affects us as well. So whether it's heart disease, prostate cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, or even depression, early detection does save lives. According to the U.S. Center for Disease Control, they also report that men die 5 years earlier than women on average in the U.S., and nearly 80% die of sudden cardiac arrest. Your top 3 causes of death for men are heart disease, cancer, and unintentional injuries, which could be from accidents or an overdose. So today, the show is for our women, and we're going to give you some tips on how you can support that man in your life that you love and that you want to see be around for a long, long time. So we're going to talk about some practical ways to support him on his health journey. And number 1, you want to normalize routine checkups. So make doctor visits a part of your normal life, not something that you fear. I know when that time comes around for you to go to the doctor, you may be nervous because you don't want to hear any bad news. You don't want to hear anything bad that the doctor has to say, or you have to change anything that, that would mess up your normal routine in life. But make it part of your normal routine, something that you're being proactive about, so that if anything does pop up, that you're on top of it. You can also suggest scheduling your physicals along with your dental cleanings and your eye exams around your birthday. That way, you're getting all of those things done, around your milestone that you're celebrating. Dental appointments are just as important as your physicals. Your eyes are just as important. There are different things that can come, especially as you get older. There are different things that can come up as it relates to your eyes. You could have cataracts, glaucoma, different things that can happen that will cause you to maybe need glasses as you get older, maybe have to have some type of surgery on your eyes as you get older. So make sure that you're including that in on your annual well visit. Your dental, people skip out or overlook dental appointments considering that they're not as important as your physical, but your dental health plays a role in your overall physical health. So make sure that you, as well as your man, are scheduling those appointments on an annual basis. Offer to book the appointment for him or to even go with him if he's nervous. Don't treat him like a baby, like you got to hold his hand, but you're there as an encouraging partner to make sure that he knows that he's not alone and that you're there to be a partner with him in his health. Schedule y'all appointments around the same time. That way y'all can be a support for each other so that he knows that he's not alone in this process. Number 2, promote healthy eating without it being a lecture and pointing your finger like, you should stop eating that. You keep eating that, you're going to die. You're going to get high blood pressure, diabetes. You're going to have a heart attack. Like every time he puts something up to his mouth, you have something negative to say about it, but you don't want it to be that way. If you're the one that's cooking at home, then make sure that you are giving him or providing him with healthier options. You don't have to let him know that, oh yeah, this is really healthy for you. Just, put less salt in the item, buy, the healthier item, and he thinks he's eating the same thing, but in fact, it's the healthier version of it. Make the cooking fun, make it colorful so that, he feels like he's still getting the same stuff that he would put in his body. But in fact, he's getting the food, the fruits, veggies that are more helpful for him. And that's going to contribute to his overall health in the long run. Try cooking meals together so he can participate with you in the kitchen, so he knows what's going in the food. Make it fun, make it flavorful. Who wants to eat stuff that has no flavor? Stuff that tastes bland. Like nobody wants to eat that. That's going to turn him off for eating. And guess what's going to happen? He's going to eat before he gets home. And even though you cook, he's going to be, I'm not hungry. And that's because he done already ate the bad stuff outside of the house. So make it fun. Involve him in planning the meals, even maybe going to the grocery store to get the meals, or if he doesn't feel like going to the grocery store, order online and have him to help you pick it out so that he can feel that he's part of a team effort into playing a role into his own health and him being healthy. You can also swap out if you're going to have like a fast food night, make it a night where y'all are cooking together at home. Even on date nights, you don't necessarily have to go out. You could do something fun, make it like a taco fiesta or something, but just choose healthier choices when you're cooking in the house, so that not just he is getting the healthy benefits, but the whole house is benefited from it. Number 3 is make fitness a bonding activity. Sometimes when we with our partners, they're going to the gym at a different time than we're going to the gym. Even though we're both working towards the same thing, we're going at different times. And I know a lot of times when men go to the gym, they want to be focused. They don't want you to be holding them up from their workout. But this is something that you can do together, even if you just go to the gym together, just to hold each other accountable. You don't necessarily have to, follow each other around the gym and do the same workout. Just be like, okay, we're going to go to the gym Monday through Fridays from 5 to 6 o'clock. And you both, go to the gym together, but you do your own individual workouts. And at least you're holding each other accountable. You have a partner to, partner with you when it comes to working out. Hey, Lisa, thank you for joining in. Sometimes people need a partner in order for them to be motivated to even work out. If you know you have a partner, you have somebody that's going to be holding you accountable, then you're more apt to do the workout and stay on it longer. So invite him out on walks. When you get done eating, baby, let's go for a walk. Let's go for like a 20-minute walk or whatever. So, the weather is nice, or take a bike ride, or you guys can try some type of new fitness class together, or it doesn't necessarily have to be a fitness class. It could be something like if you want to take a class for like to protect yourself, and you both are taking a class at the same time, you're still getting exercise. You can buy him a smartwatch so it tracks his fitness, it tracks his steps, it could track his blood pressure, his heart rate, and it's something that he doesn't even have to make an effort to do. It's just going to automatically do it for him. And then you could set goals together, almost like you're not really in competition with each other, but you're challenging each other to reach your goals. So set a goal together. Hey, we're going to do 100 push-ups by the end of the week or by the end of the day, depending on how many you can do. And whoever gets there first, then they get a prize or whatever. Like, make it fun, make it challenging, but then also make it fun so that he would be interested in doing it. And then, ladies, we want to make sure that we're creating a safe space for our men emotionally. A lot of times men don't have a safe space where they can come and talk and release emotionally. So sometimes they find somebody else to do it. Sometimes they may find it in a bottle. Sometimes they may find it in substances. Sometimes they may find it in someone else. Or a lot of times they don't come home, or they may sit out in the car for an hour before they get home, so they won't even have to be bothered. But check in with them emotionally to see how they're doing, how their heart is doing. And don't judge, listen in silence, remove that struggle, that urge to always want to jump in and cut them off and give them a solution, but just listen. Sometimes people don't want you to fix their problems, but they want you to just listen. They want to just release and get it off of them. So encourage them if it's too serious or too heavy. Encourage them to maybe seek out counseling or a therapist or some sort of support group if they're suffering from some type of trauma or grief or stress, and exercising is not working and talking to you is not working, then they may need some type of additional help that you're not able to give, but encourage them to get it and not judge them. Get educated together when it comes to what you need to do for your health. They have so many different podcasts out here that you can listen to as it relates to your health, so many different workout videos that you can watch and use together, so many different blogs, articles that you can do as it relates to men's health in a way that it doesn't feel like it's preachy or you're nagging him, hey, let me share this podcast with you. I thought it was interesting. They're talking about men's health, and I know you're trying to get on the right track with your health. So, check it out and let me know what you think. And then y'all could discuss it later. Like there are different ways that you can filter the information to him without being forceful. Y'all can watch a documentary together and then talk about it. I remember watching the documentary What the Health. And once I watched it, I was like, oh my God, that really opened my eyes to what I was eating, what I was putting in my body, and why. And so it kind of changed my perspective on eating. And that's when I really decided that I wasn't going to eat meat anymore. So find one that it may be interesting for the both of y'all and watch it. Hey, Diane. You can leave like little books or buy little books or magazines that have information in it about men's health, and you can just maybe leave it on the table, leave it around. Anything that's centered around men's wellness, you know, put it in his view, but not in a way that is forceful for him to where he's like, oh my God, this woman. Like, make it subtle, but let him know that you care about him, you care about his health, and you want to be a partner with him. Number 6 is cover him spiritually. Pray for him, pray for his body, pray for his mind, his spirit. You should be doing it every single day before he leaves that house. You should be covering him. Share scriptures with him about strength, about health, about how God wants us to be healthy and the wisdom that he needs in order to make that happen. So make sure that you're speaking affirmations to him. You're worthy, your body is worthy, you deserve to be healthy, you deserve to be whole, you deserve to live past what they give men, what the age of 70 they give us. You deserve to live past that and be healthy and be active with your grandkids. And sometimes we don't push that on them, and they feel like as they get older, that's what they have to look forward to. But no, you can be active, you can do a lot of things, but it takes preparation. You're just not going to start exercising today and then all of a sudden you able to go hiking and climb this mountain and not be out of breath or run a marathon. No, you have to prepare for that. So never take the prayer for granted. I think sometimes we feel like that's not a part of our wellness, but it actually is a part of the wellness. It balances everything out, the emotional, the physical, the spiritual, the mental. It balances things out. So make sure that you are covering him in prayer. Remember to be his peace. His home should be his castle. When he gets home, he should be able to come home and relax and not be stressed out and hit with all of the things. Oh, baby, this bill is due, and then let me tell you what the kids did, and this and that. And he just left his stressful job, and now he's coming home, and you're dumping everything on his lap. No. It should be a peaceful environment when he gets home. Stress is a silent killer. So your presence can be a place of calm for him. So you have to make sure that you're setting that atmosphere in your home when he gets home. The kids should know that, okay, it's okay to greet daddy when he comes in the house, but give him a minute and allow him to decompress, and when he's ready to come out, and then he'll come out and interact. But don't just dump everything on him when he gets in there, because what's going to happen is he's not going to come straight home from work. Again, he's going to stay out as long as he can. He probably think that you're asleep, the kids are asleep, and then he'll come home because he doesn't want to be in a stressful environment where he's going to go where it's peaceful. So just remember to speak life into him and not fear. Don't make it so, when you're telling him about his health, that it's a fearful thing. No, you want to tell him, this is your body. Take charge of your body. You can be proactive about your body. Make sure that you're doing everything that you can. You're getting in your right amount of water every day, right? You're getting in the right amount of physical activity that you need every day. These things are going to carry you throughout your life. And if you are skimping on them every day, guess what? Your organs are fighting harder and harder because they don't have the right amount of liquids in your body because you're not getting the proper water. And if you're not fueling your body with the right foods. And guess what? Eventually, you don't have anything, you're not building up your immune system, and you don't have anything in there that's going to be able to fight off disease if and when disease comes. Remember to encourage him as well. So if you see him get up early in the morning and he gets his workout out the way, if you see him with that big old jug, that water bottle, and he's getting his water in, make sure that you're encouraging him and you're praising him for the little things that he's doing. But I see you with the water. Okay, I see you getting hydrated, and make sure, let him know that I see you losing some inches, or I see the muscles growing. Like, encourage him and let him know that, we're not seeking perfection, but this is for our longevity. We want to be able to be healthy and have a nice quality of life as we age. So celebrate the small wins, celebrate them, and let him know that it's one step at a time. It's a lifestyle. It's not something that's quick, that's easy, but it's something that you're going to have to do every single day in order for it to be effective. Number 8 is talk to him about his family history. Sometimes they don't even know about the family history because it wasn't told to them, or sometimes we just ignore it when they tell us that somebody died in the family. Oh, they got sick and died. What did they die from? I don't know. And then we don't pry and see what it was, so we don't know what happened to that person. But help him gather information about the different conditions in his family, whether it be heart disease, diabetes, cancer. Create a document to where you can log the stuff and say, okay, so diabetes running your family. So when you go to the doctor for your annual appointment, make sure you mention that to your doctor so that they can do whatever screenings they need to do at whatever milestone, so that they can be ahead of that, right? So if they're starting to see signs of diabetic, then you can take steps to make sure that you can combat that. So that information is important for him, and it's important for you, because if you have kids by this man, then guess what? Whatever he has, it could be hereditary as well. So you need to make sure you get that information. And remember that this is not a fear thing, but it's preparing him for his future so that he knows what to look for and what he needs to do to fight that. If you know that type 2 diabetes is lifestyle and that runs in your family, then you need to be looking for some things to do so that you won't get type 2 diabetes. I always say that the lifestyle, your genes loads the gun, but your lifestyle actually pulls the trigger. So although diabetes run in your family, it does not necessarily have to be your lifestyle, right? Whatever it is that you're putting in your body, whatever lifestyle that you're leading is going to pull the trigger on the different diseases. So you have to make sure that you're loading your gun with some healthy stuff, or helping unload that gun with some healthy habits, whether it be physically in what you're putting in your mouth. Make sure that it's healthy. Help your man prioritize his sleep. Help him prioritize not overworking, and to say no when people are pulling him in all different directions. Make sure that you let him know, hey, okay, let's shut this down at a certain time so you can get your sleep, so you can be able to function, be alert, and you're not cutting years off of your life because you're not getting enough sleep. When you're asleep, your body is recuperating, cells are being regenerated, and that's when your healing takes place. And if you're not getting the proper amount of sleep, guess what? Those things are not happening. So when disease comes, it's easier for disease to come in because your immune system is not going to be where it should be. Number 9 is encourage self-care. So encourage him to make sure that he is taking care of self first, whether it be it's a Saturday and it's a lot going on. Baby, take a nap. I'll set the timer and I'll wake you up, and then you can get up and go do whatever you want to do. Make sure that y'all either are scheduling massages together, or maybe you're giving him a massage, or you can buy him a massage chair or a device that he can use for a massage. Make sure that you're maybe giving him facials. He's taking care of his skin. Men out there, they do a lot of stuff with their skin, just like women do. So make sure he has his own skin routine to where he's taking care of his skin, he's taking care of his nails, he's taking care of his feet, and he doesn't necessarily have to have polish on them, but it's all about self-care. So help him to prioritize himself first before he can take care of the others in the household. Number 10 is lead by example. So if you're telling him to do all of these things, right, and then you're not doing any of those things, you're telling him to make sure you eat healthy, but you coming in the house with a cheeseburger, and then you're telling him to work out, but you're skipping your workout routines. You're coming up with excuses. He's going to watch what you're doing, and he's going to say, she's not doing it, so why should I? I'm going to follow her lead. So make sure that you're taking care of your own health and you're prioritizing your own health so that you are silently motivating him to do the same thing. Your wellness journey can inspire him to do the same thing. He's gonna be like, she ain't gonna outdo me. Like, I'm about to go out here and work out, and she ain't about to, drop these pounds and be looking good. Come summertime, I'm about to be right there with her. So make sure that you are keeping up with your self-care and you are taking charge of your health so that whatever it is that you're doing, it can spill over on him and spill over in your entire household. So let's talk about some myths as it relates to men's health, because sometimes there's so many things floating around that you don't know what to believe as it relates to men's health. When it comes to men, it says that 60% of them don't even go to the doctor regularly. That's a lot. 60%. That's a lot of men not going to the doctor. And then 1 in 3 admit that they only go when there's something seriously wrong. Like they have no other choice but to go at this point. Like, let me go, because if I don't go, they maybe broke an arm or was in a car accident or something. Like, and they have no choice but to go. They having chest pains. They won't go away. So they have no choice but to go. But they probably was having symptoms way before that and just didn't go in. So many men do skip their routine screenings that would probably catch the blood pressure earlier versus later if they were keeping on track with their annual screenings. They do have milestones for you, just like they do for women when it comes to breast cancer. The age that you're supposed to go in and get your mammogram done. They have the same thing for men when it comes to prostate cancer. We know colon cancer, both men and women can do it at the age is 45 for the colonoscopy. So there are different, and I think it's 45 for the prostate exam too. So it's different things that you have to keep in the back of your mind when you go into the doctor. Okay, what am I supposed to be doing? And the doctors will remind you if it's a milestone coming up or a routine screening coming up. They're going to remind you and say, hey, you know that you have to get screened for this, especially if it runs in your family. So you have to make sure that you're being honest with the doctor when you go in there and tell them exactly what's happening in your family. It says high blood pressure affects 1 in 2 men, increasing their risk of heart attack and stroke. And Black men are 2 times more likely to die from prostate cancer than white men. So 1 in 8 men would be diagnosed with prostate cancer. Testicular cancer is the most common cancer in young men ages 15 to 35, and colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of death in men. So we already know when it comes to these different diseases, Black women, Black men, we have the highest death rate when it comes to, it says Black men has the highest death rate when it comes to cancer than any other racial group in the United States. And Hispanics and Black men are more likely to be uninsured or underinsured or have limited access to preventive care. Which is sad. At this point, you would think everybody should have access to some type of care. I remember a time when we could go to the county and we didn't have to have no insurance. You didn't have insurance. What do? You go to the county, you just pack a lunch, pack dinner, and you sit there all day. And by the time they see you and you leave there, you'll know exactly what's wrong with you. You'll have whatever medicine you need before you leave. But I don't know if people are maybe not taking advantage of that right now, or they're just putting off not going to the doctor altogether. So one myth is men probably will say, I feel fine. I don't need to see a doctor. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. Like, I'm not aching anywhere. So why am I going to the doctor? And it says many serious illnesses like high blood pressure, diabetes, and prostate cancer have no early symptoms. So regular checkup help catch these before they become life-threatening. So you may not feel any symptoms, yeah, but once you start feeling symptoms, guess what? That means that it's already in that dangerous stage to where you're probably going to have all of this treatment, or maybe it may be too late to even get treatment. Myth number 2 is real men don't talk about emotions. It says bottling up emotions lead to mental struggles. So it takes strength to speak up. Depression and anxiety affects millions of men, but support for these issues can save your life. So don't be afraid to speak up and seek out help if you're dealing with any mental issues, any type of mental health issues. Number 3, health is a woman thing. It says, men, your health matters too. Strong families and communities need healthy men. Men are leaders, protectors, providers, and they need to be cared for and have maintenance just like everybody else does. Just like everybody else. Number 4, only older men need to worry about cancer. Well, I just told you about testicular cancer that affects younger men ages 15 to 35. And it says some men are diagnosed with colorectal cancer and prostate cancer in their 30s, their 40s. And again, early action saves lives. Myth number 5 is if it's private, then I shouldn't be talking about it. Silence can be deadly. Prostate, testicular cancer, and sexual health are important conversations, and we need to normalize talking about them. Why? Because it can help save lives and also improve the quality of your life when you catch it early. And myth number 6 is men don't get depressed. Yes, they do. They do, but they're often silent about it. The suicide rate is 4 times higher in men than in women. So depression in men often looks like anger, withdrawal, or risky behavior. It's not always looking like, oh my God, they're sad, they're depressed. It may not look like that. They may be lashing out and you're like, what's going on? What's happening with them? And you don't know what's happening with them. But they may be going through something, but just don't know how to get it out. Don't know what to say because they don't want to be judged, don't want to be looked at or labeled like they're crazy. So I know that some of us have some men in our lives, fathers, husbands, brothers, sons, that we can share this information with and let them know that we love them, we care about them, and we want them to take charge of their health and remind them to always speak up for themselves when something is not right, it doesn't feel right. Don't feel like, oh, I'm going to be okay. I could just put a Band-Aid on it, or, we thinking something simple, take some Tylenol and it's going to go away, when in fact you're putting a Band-Aid on it. And you put a Band-Aid on a wound and you keep that Band-Aid on the wound and you never take it off, the wound never heals. So we have to make sure that we are encouraging ladies, the men in our lives. We're creating a safe space for them. We're checking in with the men in our lives and we're asking them how they're doing. We're encouraging them to go to the doctor and we're offering to go with them if needed. Or again, I mentioned just simply praying for them and praying for their health. So let's encourage them to not wait until it's too late, but to be proactive about their health. And let's show them that They matter to us, and their health matters as well. And we want them to be around for a long time. I always say that men and women handle stress differently. So sometimes men body is built differently to handle stress, but it doesn't mean that they don't need to be able to release the stress or have help with what they're going through. So as women, we should be making sure that we are doing our part to make sure that their load is lighter, that when they get home, and I know people, we have these gender roles, and we're like, oh, I don't have to be at home, the one that's cleaning the house and doing all this stuff. But if you guys have your roles picked out and who's going to do what, just make sure that you are carrying your part to make sure that his part is easier. And guess what? He's going to in turn do the same thing. So make sure that you're doing it for your household, you're doing it for your kids, because you and your husband want to be around for a long time so that you can have a nice quality of life. You can spend time with your grandkids and be active grandparents and not on a cane, on a walker, and you don't have the energy or the strength to do anything. You have to start now doing it, working out, building that muscle mass, and putting the right fuel in your body so that you can have a nice quality of life. I encourage you to take action. Your healing can start today with your body. Men, make an appointment if you know that you have not been to the doctor and it's been years, or you haven't been to the dentist, or if you haven't had your eyes exam. Your birthday is coming up. Schedule all of those things around your birthday and make it happen so that you can be in control of your health and you can be here for your family. So ladies, we have a job to do. They can't do it by themselves. And we have influence over our men. We can influence them and get them to do so many different things. Why not use that for good, for their health, and for them to be around for a long time? So you guys, that's my action for you today. Ladies, this conversation is for you. Share this video with the man in your life, or just make sure that you take some of these tips and you incorporate it into your life so that you can help him and be an example for him as well. I want to highlight my sponsor. I have Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay, and she's catering to all of your beauty needs from head to toe. You can go to marykay.com/GDOTSON and tell her that Warriors Talk sent you. Warriors Talk is always looking for individuals to share their story. You can be my special guest and share your journey. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cancer journey. It could be a journey of healing, a journey of something that you overcame and you want to encourage someone else. Just inbox me on Facebook, or you can email me at warriorstalk1@gmail.com. And I will leave you with these words of wisdom. Take care of your health. Doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. You can join me next Monday right here on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.